CLNS Media Patriots Roundtable. I am one of your co-hosts, Nick Quaglia, with Mike Molyneaux. Marv was on the show about 5 minutes ago. His computer stinks. It's not working anymore. So Marv is unfortunately not on the show this week, although I'm pretty sure he's in the room with Mike right now. But obviously, no Patriots. Those guys stink. They got destroyed by the Bills. But we have some championship weekend to talk about. And we have a coach departing. Josh McDaniels. What was that?
I don't know, but see what I'm holding up right there? Deuces. Peace. Adios.
Josh McDaniels. I don't want to say he's a controversial figure in the normal sense, but he's polarizing with Patriots fans. There's a good, I would say, I don't know if I would say majority, but a lot of Patriots fans hate him.
Yeah.
And we've had plenty of our own qualms with him, especially with his play calling. Nothing riles us up like a nice 3rd and 8, and then he just runs it straight up the middle, directly into a linebacker. Like that's prime Josh McDaniels call. Obviously, his second head coaching job. First one with the Denver Broncos, famously drafting Tim Tebow and making it, having a little tight run in the playoffs. Yeah,
yep.
With Tim Tebow. Comes back to the Patriots, gets a head coaching job with the Colts, which honestly is a pretty decent job right now.
Maybe not when he was there, when he got the opportunity.
I guess, but it's Frank Reich was the one that they right after, wasn't it? Or am I wrong?
I don't remember who stepped in.
I thought it was Frank Reich, but whatever the case, Josh McDaniels said, "Turn this plane around. I'm not going." Goes back to New England. Gets paid huge, and Robert Kraft, like he paid Josh McDaniels like he was a head coach, and to a lot of people, including me, I was like, okay, well that means Josh McDaniels is just going to stay around until the head coaching job opens up, and he's just going to become the next head coach. Obviously, not the case now. So, Mike, what's your reaction to Josh McDaniels taking the Las Vegas job?
Like I said, man, the news surprised me for sure. Similar to what you just said, I had in my mind that once Josh McDaniels came back to New England, I figured, okay, he's back and he's going to stick around until Belichick decides to call it quits. And the easiest, smoothest transition would be Josh McDaniels sliding in to the head coach position. I did not once think about Josh McDaniels leaving New England at all. And obviously, at the end of each season, the conversations come up, oh, well, this team might be interested in Josh McDaniels. This team might want to talk to Josh McDaniels. But over the last couple of seasons, you've seen that those have gone nowhere because it's Josh McDaniels is rooted in New England. And like I said, all signs pointed to him being the future head coach once Bill Belichick stepped down. But hey, man, he got this Las Vegas job. Must have intrigued him. He likes what he sees over there. Obviously, it's Las Vegas. Mike, who doesn't like Las Vegas? I personally still need to go check it out myself, but one day. But you got Derek Carr over there. You got Josh Jacobs. You got Darren Waller. Some young pieces over there that he may want to get a chance to really work with and see how he can mold that team, especially that offense for himself. Am I upset about him leaving? Absolutely not. You said it again, Nick. With Josh McDaniels here in New England, it's like a love-hate relationship because obviously he's been with the Patriots through a lot of those years where they have an excess, working with Belichick, working with Brady. He rode the wave of that success. Not to say he was a bad offensive coordinator. Did he have stuff that he did that he called that was questionable? Yes, for sure. But during the times with Brady, even with those questionable play calls, it's like, oh, well, that's dumb, Josh McDaniels. But it's Tom Brady. He's going to take care of things for you, and you're going to continue to find success, which they did. You fast forward to the couple years without Tom Brady. Now Josh McDaniels' play calling really gets put on display and in the spotlight when you got guys like Cam Newton at quarterback and a rookie quarterback like Mac Jones. And now it's really getting highlighted that, okay, Josh McDaniels is calling some dumb stuff out there that it just started to piss a lot of people off. So I'm pretty sure it could be split down the middle in terms of Patriot Nation on how they feel about Josh McDaniels leaving. Some may be excited, like, well, get him out of here. Let's get a fresh voice in here to call some new play calls for this rookie quarterback and a new offense that they're trying to build up. Maybe some people like that. Or maybe some people still believe, oh, hey, Josh McDaniels has been with Belichick and he knows the Patriot way and he knows the system, and this is a system that can bring success. People could be split. What I'm telling you is, I don't give a damn that Josh McDaniels is gone. I wish him nothing but the best. We'll see how long he lasts over there in Las Vegas with the Raiders. I don't know. Don't really care. But like I said in the beginning, deuces, Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, he confuses me because there's a lot of people who just think like when people talk about the Patriots over these past couple of years, Josh McDaniels is always in the conversation when it comes to like the good coaching over here. Or like when they talk about Mac Jones' success, it's usually been coupled with Josh McDaniels.
Yeah.
But then you talk to so many people who just are just so sick of this guy and sick of the play calling. I don't dislike Josh McDaniels as a good chunk of people do, like you. I don't. But, he does get extremely frustrating, and maybe that's just because he's under the microscope here, or maybe that's because it's well warranted. Maybe he does deserve it. Now, my thought here is, how's he going to do in Las Vegas? Because the coaches from the Bill Belichick coaching tree as head coaches stink. The best one, I would say, is Bill O'Brien. He's the one who had the most success when he was with Houston. Everybody else, don't. Mike Vrabel doesn't count. People like to throw him in the Bill Belichick coaching tree. He was not in the Bill Belichick coaching tree. I get the connection, obviously, but he's not, so he doesn't count. But like Matt Patricia, no, you saw what he did with Detroit. Granted, it's Detroit, but then you look at Dan Campbell, and he's got the boys going over there. They didn't have a great year, but Dan Campbell has the boys going in Detroit. I'm interested to see how Josh McDaniels handles Las Vegas, because it's not like a usual head coaching change. Like if John Gruden didn't have what happened,
he'd still be there.
Yep. So Josh McDaniels is heading into a situation that's really not that bad. This is a playoff team. Yep. They had an interim head coach who did a pretty good job, and the team obviously loved him. But they have a quarterback. Like that's a big thing a lot of people miss when new coaches come into situations. They don't have a good quarterback, or they have a young quarterback. He's going into a situation where he has a better than average quarterback in Derek Carr.
Sure
and
do.
They have a solid team around him. Good running back, decent receivers. I mean, one of the best tight ends in football. A little down year this year compared to the year before, but still one of the best tight ends in football. He's going to a good situation. So if Josh McDaniels doesn't win here, that's a problem. That's a big problem. But would you be surprised if he doesn't win? No, because that's the track record with Bill Belichick coaching tree coaches. Now, who do you think is going to come in to replace him at the offensive coordinator position?
That is a question that, I don't know. Who knows? Could he get a former player?
You know who I think it is? It's the most obvious. It's the name you've seen tossed around. To me, it's obvious.
Who?
Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, Bill O'Brien's looking for a job right now, and
offensive coordinator for Alabama.
Yeah, he can get a job back in the NFL. And
Mac Jones was his guy last year.
it makes sense. It can absolutely, positively make sense. Another question that kind of came out of this is because we've seen this before. Josh McDaniels leaves, he comes back. Josh McDaniels about to leave to go to Indianapolis, but cancels that and comes back. If things don't work out for him in Las Vegas, do the Patriots just open their arms and welcome him back once Belichick is saying I'm done? I don't think you get that another lifeline like that, Josh McDaniels. At this point,
no.
And there was a time where I was fine with, like, all right, well, if Josh McDaniels is going to be the successor, so be it. I don't have that same sentiment anymore. Once Belichick is done, I don't give a damn where Josh McDaniels is, where he's coaching, what he's doing. But once Belichick is done, I want a fresh face in here. No more, like, I don't even need anybody who's under the Belichick tree or has spent time with the team. they can go in a brand spanking new direction, in my opinion. Josh
I want to
McDaniels,
see Gerard Mayo get a shot.
I would love to see Mayo get a shot, or somebody brand spanking new who has no connection to the Patriot way or Patriot system. Hey, the Belichick way, the Belichick era has been solid for the past 20 years. Obviously, the last two, up and down, whatever you want to call it. But like McDaniels had a shot, and I still believe if McDaniels was just patient, the Patriots weren't looking to get rid of him.
They paid him like a head coach.
They weren't looking to exactly. You get paid like that. They're not looking to get rid of you. And again, if Belichick decided that next season was his last season, I'm pretty sure they're handing you the head coaching job. But hey, you don't want to be patient and wait. You want to go test the waters and head coach elsewhere? Hey, go do your thing. Go enjoy McDaniels. Have fun. Just don't come back.
Now here's a big question. If he does fail, if he gets fired, does he get another chance? And if he does fail and the job here opens up, does he get the chance in New England? Because, Robert Kraft is loyal. I wonder if he would give him that third shot.
I don't know, man. I don't think that's a good call. I
don't think he should be either. I don't think if he fails this time, he should not get another chance. Especially with the way that he burned the Colts. Like what he did, like a lot of Patriots fans don't talk about that as much. What he did to the Colts was ass.
Oh yeah, like, Patriots fans, we don't care.
He had coaches hired.
Yeah, and backed out. Yeah, we don't care. On us on the inside, like hey, he's back in New England, whatever, cool. On the outside, oh, that's dirty, low down, dirty move. Like people, you can't do that. You can't.
No,
you can't do that. But Patriots fans, we don't necessarily care to talk about it. Like honestly, before you, like, it's not even something I think about too much. But I think this latest move by McDaniels going to another franchise, I think that brings an end to his time and his relationship with the Patriots.
All right, so championship weekend. Pretty damn good. Okay, pretty damn good. The Bengals mount a huge comeback against the Chiefs. When I turned on, so I missed, I think, like about the first half, or just most of a quarter and a half of that game, the Kansas City Chiefs Bengals game. And I turned it on, it's 21-3, and I was like, God damn. Now we're going to have to deal with the Chiefs again in the Super Bowl. This sucks. And then Joey Burrow and the Bengals come back. There's been something up with Patrick Mahomes this year. Patrick Mahomes, in years past, whenever he would have a problem and he would, if he had like a bad series or two, like he would shake out of it and look like Patrick Mahomes again pretty quick. This year, quite a few times, including in this game, when he gets rattled, it's over for him. All of a sudden, he's just not the same guy. And that's what we saw this weekend. And the Bengals came back and they win that football game, sending a team that hadn't won a playoff game before this year since I think it was 1990 to the Super Bowl. And on the other side, you got the Rams beating the 49ers and Jimmy Garoppolo, which honestly, they should have. I think they're the better football team. Defenses are comparable. But the offense of the Rams is just more dynamic. So looking at these two teams, early thoughts, early prediction. Who do you got?
Yeah, I mean, the Cincinnati Bengals are like the Cinderella story right now. Nobody thought they'd ever make it to the big dance, the ball, but they're there. They made it. And my whole thought process in this playoffs, especially looking at the AFC, was whoever came out of that Bills-Chiefs game was going to the Super Bowl and representing the AFC.
Yeah, most people said that.
Yeah. But Cincinnati, man, and I know Patrick Mahomes came out saying like he takes blame for the loss. And yeah, he's damn right. He should take blame for the loss. You said it yourself, Nick. Something with Mahomes this season, like he came out that second half and was a completely different guy. And can't even sit here and say, well, the defense didn't stop them from scoring. But like, yo, Kansas City didn't put up any more points.
No, they didn't.
They couldn't put up any more points from a high high and mighty offense that we know Kansas City to be, Mahomes, Kelsey, Hill, they didn't score again in the second half. And that starts with your quarterback. Mahomes sucked in the second half. So yeah, he should shoulder a lot of the blame because, like I said, your team not scoring points, it starts with you. I'm not even looking at the fact that the defense couldn't stop Cincinnati. Like, sure, we can have that conversation, but Kansas City's known for their offense. The fact that the offense couldn't put up more points than they did in the first half, that was bad. And then looking at the NFC, yeah, I mean, I assumed that the NFC Championship game would be Rams Buccaneers. One of those teams to me was going to the Super Bowl. I was never a big believer in Green Bay. As great as Aaron Rodgers played, they do the same thing, in my opinion, every single season. So I always had the Rams or Buccaneers in the NFC Championship game. Going to the Super Bowl. So it doesn't surprise me that the Rams handled business and beat the 49ers. I have a lot of faith and belief in that Rams team. I felt that they were a quarterback away. They had Goff, and Goff was just never promising. With Goff there, they had a great defense. They had offensive weapons. Cooper Kupp was there. Robert Woods was there. Unfortunately, he's injured this year. But Robert Woods was there, and he's a pretty damn good wide receiver himself when healthy. The running backs are the same. I mean, they lost Henderson. They inserted
Cam Akers, who's damn
Cam
good.
Akers, Sony Michel's getting some, but for the most part, the offense is the same. You take out Robert Woods, you insert Odell Beckham Jr. They just to me were a quarterback away, and now they got their quarterback and a guy who I'm very happy for. I think nobody deserves to be in the Super Bowl more than Matt Stafford. I think he's been putting in work in the NFL for a long period of time.
He's a damn good quarterback and always has been.
Just unfortunately on the sucky-ass Detroit Lions.
Terrible.
Because he's put up great numbers in Detroit, but the team just sucks. Great numbers with Megatron. The team just sucked. Even when Megatron left and he had, who was he throwing to? Like Golden Tate and Marvin Jones Jr. Still putting up great numbers, but the Detroit Lions sucked. I'm happy that he finally got put on a team where he can use his skill that he showed fans for many years, and now it's getting put in the spotlight, and you get a chance to put it on display in the Super Bowl. I'm happy for the Rams. I feel like the Rams are a better team offensively and defensively. I take that back. I feel like the Rams are a better team for sure defensively. Offense, Cincinnati's offense is hot right now. So, I mean, that's a real toss-up. But I feel like when it boils down to it, Donald, Von Miller, Ramsey, like scary guys to deal with when you're looking at Los Angeles. So, I'm rolling with the Rams. I think that it's their year. I know they wanted it bad against the Patriots a couple seasons ago. Now, McVay, here's your opportunity to get it done.
Cincinnati, they're hot. I'm picking Cincinnati right now. That could change, but they're hot.
They're hot, man. I can't even deny that. They're really hot right now.
The only thing is that scares me is, so in the divisional round against the Titans, Joey Burrow got sacked 9 times. 9 times in a single game. Having Aaron Donald being one of the people who's trying to maul you in the Super Bowl, last game, putting it all out there, that scares me for Joey Burrow. But, the Bengals just keep winning. They keep doing it. They just beat the Chiefs. I think they can do it. I think they're going to win. All right. CLNS Media, Patriots Roundtable. We're going to be back next week for a real preview of the Super Bowl. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening.